Welcome to my tip of the month number 3. Today we're going to be talking about figures of 8. There are 4 basic directions to figures of 8. Backwards, forward, downwards or outwards, and upwards. All 4 are used to interpret melodic sounds, so we need to find many variations of this step in order to create the variations of the melody. Now, it is very important that you learn a technique that allows you to change from one to the other with ease and at the same time can kind of glue them together so that it looks as one thing rather than stopped movement. The whole purpose of figures of 8 is that it flows, so it's very important that it flows from one to the other. I have a particular way of doing it I want to share with you, and I hope it helps you. So let's have a look at the position that we need to be in order to create the figures of 8. First of all, relax your thighs and assume just off from the stretched position from the knee. So you're not fully stretched, you just go off from it. You're not bent, okay? So you just go off. I particularly prefer not to have the foot totally parallel. I prefer to have just a tiny little bit turned out, so my knees feel more comfortable at that position. So just slightly turn out, bend slightly, and then engage the hip and the pelvis. However, do not tuck in all the way. You don't want it all the way out, neither all the way in. So you want to just drop the tailbone, just relax, and feel like you would sit, so that you could kind of stay here for a very long time. You don't want to be in a position that you are tense, or that, after a little while, legs would start burning and you can't hold it for very long. So find a position, a central position, where you can sit and relax. Let's do that again. How to get there? So turn out a little bit, off, and sit. Once you assume this position, we're going to use the thighs, particularly the inside of it, the inner thighs, to get the creation of the movement, the reflection of the movement. Where you see the movement, it will be here, but where you're creating from is here. So you will squeeze your inner thigh and push back with the hip. Use the hip bones for direction, but the thighs for motion. So it becomes like a figure of 8 rotation, rather than this. This is what I'm trying not to do, yeah? This is a hip passing, which is also a figure of 8. Okay, but the new form I want to show you is using your thighs. So bend slightly out, use your inner thigh and rotate backwards. Back, 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 back. I'm only using this arm position for demonstration. When you're dancing, you don't need to hold this arm. That is your backwards direction, okay? So you lift the hip upwards and roll back, upwards and roll back. So you're constantly working a diagonal. Imagine you're drawing the 8 on the floor. Rotate. Observe the movement in the legs. There's quite a lot of movement in the leg, so use your thighs, squeeze it, and create the rotation. Then we will have the reverse, which is going forward. The same position applies. So you relax, sit, and then you're going to go up from the back, roll to the front. Up from the back, roll to the front. Roll, roll. And that's your rotation. Again, not this way. This is totally acceptable for some sounds, but it requires a lot more hip motion. What we're trying to do is to bring it from the legs. So that's an alternative. Now, this is a new one. Let's rotate front. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Good, let's join. back, 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 forward, 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 back, 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 and forward, forward, forward. Now we will have the downwards or outwards. Some people call it Maya. I call downwards because I like to have a description rather than a name. It's much easier to remember later. So downwards would be using the hip going upwards, then dig out, back to the center. Upwards, dig out, back to the center. Up, out, center. Up, out, center. Up, out, center, and then you join in. Make sure that you're really holding this straight so that it doesn't end up looking like the backwards, okay? Keep it there. Do not push your bum out or in. It would deform the step, so keep it clean. Let's join. 1, 2, 3, 4, back, 2, 3, 4, forward, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do the up. So upwards would then reverse from the back to downwards. So bend again, go, bring the leg down and over, and continually do so. So you get the hip to go near the rib. Tuck it in, keep it within the frame of the body. Don't go all the way out. Very good. Let's join in. 1, 2, 3, forward. 1, 2, 3, forward and back, 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 down, 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 down. There you have it. These were the 4 directions of the figures of 8 in the way that I love doing. I hope you like it too. I hope it's helpful to you, and I will see you next month with some more tips. Meanwhile, take good care and subscribe to our channel. See you then.